This holiday, get half off any smartphone when you switch to US Cellular. Any smartphone you want, half off, which includes every single smartphone. So, which one do you really want? Every This holiday, get half off any smartphone when you switch to US Cellular. Any smartphone you want, half off, which includes every single smartphone.
Apparently my fucking... Hang on a sec, guys. For some reason, I'm picking up the sound from the ad that was playing earlier. Oh. It's because I didn't have the stream muted. Duh. So I'm just, Sorry, guys, it's been a while since I've done one of these streams.
Okay, what the...
Wow. So let me just mute that quick before we get into a infinite loop of echoey, nasty failure. So, welcome to the 5 people watching right now. Well, I guess it's 4, because I am amongst the 5, so I can see the chat. What the hell? Let's just kick right off with this. So, how is everybody doing? And I was just thinking about it, and it made total sense that you guys could hear the ad that played for me earlier, because I muted the mic, but didn't mute the speaker on OBS. So while I was streaming and I was waiting for the ad to finish playing, what do you know? That would have played over the stream. Yippee. Anyway, that honestly is enough about me talking about the technical failings with this thing. Anyway. Will we ever see a live reaction? Corey, there's a video about that. If I'm not mistaken, the video is called I believe it is Will We Ever See Reaction and Review Live. I'm not going to go into the details on that. There is a video talking all about it. Oh boy. So, I guess we should kick things off by just saying the usual shit, you know, Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, you know, so on, so on, so on. Are you sick of those 1,000-degree knife videos yet? I haven't watched any of them. I've seen one continue to pop up in my fucking suggested videos, and I don't give a fuck about what a Coke bottle looks like when a 1,000-degree knife carves through it. Frankly, I just think that any kind of fad like that is always incredibly stupid. That's why I don't bother watching them. So, I guess I should start off, because this was something that I mentioned on the Facebook page, and I know a lot of you guys don't frequent the Facebook page, so what the hell, I will touch on this now. Actually, I guess I should ask you guys, how many of you go to my Facebook page? Because I do put a lot of updates and things on the Facebook page. I just want to make sure I'm not treading on ground that many of you already know about. So, now I gotta wait for the chat to catch up, because, just like those colorblind vids. I don't know what those are either. So, yeah. Wow, okay, so there are some... Alright, so I finally got an answer on the fate. Wow, that is a huge delay. Anyway, so I put up on the Facebook page recently, and I guess I can kind of explain this a little bit more, is that, God, I am not answering another fucking fandom, question. No offense, dude, just, those never lead to anything good. I'm talking, I get so much shit from any fandom I talk about, because apparently they don't know the difference between a fan and a fanboy, and normally when you talk about the fandom, you're bitching about the fanboys. Anyway, don't care about either Sonic fans or bronies, because they both fucking suck. Let's move forward. Back to the topic I'm trying to discuss. So, over the past, few weeks, I've been getting a lot of messages from people asking me if I'm ever going to review the movie Sausage Party, which I really don't feel a lot of interest in that. So, but I've also been getting messages from people telling me I should do more with my Patreon page in order to, I guess get people to, go and pledge to my Patreon page. So here is what I have decided to do. I have put forth a challenge, and I'm going to talk about it here so that way there's still time for you guys to jump on this if if you're really interested. So, if you go over to my Patreon page and you pledge any fucking amount of cash, that will go towards this, obviously. If my Patreon page hits $500 by January 1st, okay, if it hits $500 by January 1st, I will review Sausage Party, since so many people want me to cover it. Now, mind you, that means that Patreon has to collect the $500. That means that if you pledge, you do actually have to pay it. I gotta put that in case somebody pledges like $2,000 or some such shit and then never, pays it out. So Patreon has to collect the $500 in order for this to happen. But yes, if Patreon collects $500 on January 1st. I believe they collect everything on the 1st. I will totally review Sausage Party. I can even tell you when I will review Sausage Party. If this pledge is met, if this goal is met, $500 January 1st, I will be reviewing it in March. And it has to be March, because January and February are so tightly scheduled, I can't just slot Sausage Party into either of those months. Now, ever since I put that post on Facebook, I wanted to kind of expand it a bit. I wanted to put out like stretch goals in case people thought that I was only doing this to cover one movie. So here are the stretch goals. Mind you, at $500, Sausage Party will be guaranteed a review. You doubt that the pledge will be met, dude? Same here, but still, I thought, what the hell? I'm gonna put it up. By the way, I should also mention that if that $500 pledge goal is not met, I will ban Sausage Party from reaction and review. So this right here is like the one and only time I am going to consider it. Speaking of bannings, speaking of movies I've banned from reaction and review, the stretch goals on this challenge involve me lifting films off of the ban list, and I will also review those. So here we go. $500, Sausage Party will be covered. At $1,000, double that. I will take Sharknado off of the ban list, and I will also review that one in March. If $1,500 gets pledged, I'll pull Deadpool off of the ban list and cover it during March. And if somehow, some way, $2,000 gets fucking pledged and collected on Patreon. Now, mind you, this is not one person pledges so much. Total pledge amount, $2,000. I will pull the Human Centipede 3 off of the ban list. So if $2,000 is raised and Patreon collects that on January 1st, Sausage Party, Sharknado, Deadpool, and the Human Centipede 3 will all be reviewed in March. I'm saying that now, so that way you guys have like a week. If you really want to pledge to my Patreon page, by all means. So, Sausage Party was cool, but I can't see paying $500 just to see you review it. Well, Corey, I'm not asking one person to. Mind you, if 500 people each pledge $1, boom, I will cover Sausage Party. You know? If 500 people each pledge like $5, well, shit, that would... my God, I am so horrible at math. Anyway, dude, seriously, a ban list? Oh, God, yes, I have had to ban so many movies from fucking reaction and review for various reasons. Normally, it's because of disinterest and pushiness on the part of people not asking me to cover something, but outright demanding. So I've had to ban a ton of movies. I'm pulling some of those off. I'm temporarily pulling some of those off of the ban list for this challenge. If the challenge is not met, then they go right back on there. So, and depending on how well this, goes, I may actually do this more often instead of just outright banning a movie. I'll just put a fucking Patreon challenge out. That sounds a bit more fair. Excessive demand. Dude, the big reason why the reason why I banned Guardians of the Galaxy and I absolutely refused to fucking cover it is because while the fucker was still in theaters, people were fucking begging me to cover it, outright fucking demanding that I cover it, citing that it was the greatest Marvel movie of all time. Those same people then told me that I should do Ant-Man because it was the greatest Marvel movie of all time. That I should do Civil War because it's the greatest Marvel movie of all time. A couple of them have already told me that Doctor Strange is the greatest movie of all time. This, honestly, is why I say that Marvel fucking movie fans are some of the most fickle assholes on the planet, because every single movie is, because every new movie is the greatest Marvel movie of all time, without fail and without question. Which is why I don't normally cover Marvel's movies, because it just gets infuriating. Anyway, any thoughts on the Batman Telltale game? I still have not played it. If anyone actually wants me to play it, by all means, send me a fucking PS4 code for it. I'll totally download it and play it. In fact, shit, I might even fucking do a Let's Play of it if somebody sends it. So, just send me the fucking code. So let me scroll back up. When will the Vegas Vacation reaction and review be up? Christmas Day. That one there is going up Sunday. So, awesome. Let's see here. Let me scroll up a bit. Favorite Deadpool story arcs? I've only read like 3 Deadpool arcs in all. Actually, they weren't even arcs. They were fucking like mini-series. I've read Suicide Kings, which I thought was pretty good. I've read the Deadpool Core. That one is probably my favorite Deadpool anything, is Deadpool Core. And I read Wade. It was Wade Wilson's War, which was also pretty good. So, will I put Fury Road on Patreon? Right now, no. However, though, the next time that some fad movie comes out that people want me to cover, and I put, like, stretch goal challenge things out there, I may put Fury Road on as one of the stretch goals. But, as of right now, no. But people need to be patient. As a Marvel film fan, I don't consider every film the greatest Marvel film ever. Did I see the trailer for... No. Folks, let me just give you a little thing here. I don't watch a lot of trailers the moment that they come out, especially if they're something stupid like a fucking emoji movie. It seriously, guys, was nothing short of sheer fucking coincidence that I wound up watching a trailer for the Fast and the Furious part whatever the fuck, that new one. And because people wouldn't stop sharing it on Facebook, I wound up stumbling into the Spider-Man trailer too, even though I didn't give a flying fuck about that thing either. So let me see. Let me scroll back up a touch. Melancholy Der Angel. That thing is never coming off of the ban list. I'm gonna say that one right now, because unless somebody can actually give me a reason to fucking watch it, never pulling that thing off of the ban list. That fucker is gonna stay there until the day I die. Anyway, have I seen Afro Samurai? No, I have not. I honestly have never really been interested in seeing it. Just to be totally honest with you. So, let me scroll back down. There's probably some new comments. Somebody here is just asking why, but I don't see a thing with that. Let's see. Any properties that you thought were absolute shit but enjoyed after watching / reading it? I'm actually trying to ponder that one there for a sec. Is there anything I thought was going to be shit and I wound up actually kind of liking it? Well, I can tell you that there have been a lot of cases of the opposite of that being true, you know, where I fucking went into something completely psyched and it wound up sucking. You know, okay. When a friend of mine first told me about, what in the hell was that name of that fucking anime, Hetalia, and they were trying to tell me the whole, like, setup and the premise, I thought it sounded absolutely fucking tarded. And then I watched the first season, and I thought it was kind of funny. So I guess there is that. Mind you, I didn't think that it was great, but it was certainly better than the premise would have, you know, led it to become. I guess same thing also goes with Sherlock. I had zero faith going into the first episode of Sherlock, and when I wound up watching it, I thought it wound up being really decent. So, you know, I guess we can kind of throw in that one. There honestly have probably been a lot of other instances, but I just can't think of them right off of the top of my head. Do I like the Rankin Bass Christmas specials, or are they too weird? Certain ones I think are really good. I mean, it's pretty obvious that damn near everybody loves watching like Rudolph and Frosty and a couple of the other ones like every single year, because they are just so amazing. I honestly can't think of any. I really can't think of any Rankin Bass specials I would say are weird. There honestly are ones I can say are shit. I've never been a fan of Nestor. I've never been a fan of Nestor, the fucking long-eared Christmas donkey. I've never been a fan of. I never got into Santa Claus Coming to Town. I never got into The Year fucking Without a Santa Claus. But none of those were honestly weird. I just thought they were kind of dull. So. Have I seen the Killjoy movies? I've seen the first one, and it sucked. Like, it sucked. It sucked in a painful way, which I was not expecting. I was expecting a movie about an evil killer clown to be fun, and it just wasn't. So I haven't bothered with any of the Killjoy sequels. So, yeah, I have fucking heard of them. I've seen the first one. Attack on Titan, you've seen. I mean, Attack on Titan, that the correct name, you've seen. Well, first of all, you still have the title wrong on both of those. Attack in Titan? I could have sworn it was Attack on Titan. I tried to watch the show. I watched the first episode. It was kind of shit. So, what state do you think Raccoon City would be in if it was real? You know, I honestly have no idea, because I haven't really played. I haven't really played enough of the Resident Evil games to really get a good grasp of where fucking Raccoon City would be. I mean, so I really can't answer that one personally. Have I seen True fucking Grit? I've seen the good one with John fucking Wayne. I haven't bothered watching the fucking remake because it's a remake, and fuck the fucking, creatively fucking challenged dickheads who thought, hey, there's this awesome movie. Let's just re fucking make it. Now fuck them. Who the fuck were they? The Coen brothers? The Coen brothers have made some decent films. I refuse to even look at their remake of True fucking Grit, because it's never going to be as good as the original. Just, there we go. Let's see. Have I watched the second Devils, Carnival movie? No, I haven't. Just because I really am not that interested in it. So, I guess that's just me, though. It's like, the first one I thought felt kind of lacking, so, Do I think we will ever get a good video game movie? We've gotten good video game movies, dude. We got fucking Postal, which still surprised the fuck. Okay, there we go. Somebody asked earlier about, was there anything I thought was going to be total shit, and I wound up kind of liking it. The Postal movie. There we go. That beautiful. So yeah, there was the Postal movie wound up being pretty good. Street Fighter, I still say, is a decent movie. Mortal fucking Kombat was a good movie. You know, I don't fucking care what all of the retards on the internet say. I personally thought that the Super Mario Brothers movie was worth fucking watching. So we have gotten good video game movies. It's just that, unfortunately, the number of good video game movies is kind of, you know, is just kind of sort of overshadowed by the sheer bottomless mountain of, you know, pig shit. So, have I seen Legends of Chamberlain Heights? Is that still fucking on? Is Comedy Central still fucking running that shitty thing? Because it honestly seemed like the kind of thing that would have been canceled rather fast. The Doom. Ooh, I really didn't care for the Doom movie too much. So, any PlayStation Plus free games that I dislike? Well, I do happen to remember a few months ago they were giving out, Tropico 4, and I thought that was kind of, you know, shit. There actually have been a handful of PlayStation Plus games that I just saw them and I went, no. Like, for instance, like one month it was like Gone Home and NBA 2K16, or 2K15, like one of the NBA 2K titles. I saw both of those and I went, no, I'm not fucking touching those because fuck it, it's not worth it. Could I make the Devils Carnival 2 a Patreon goal one time? Again, dude, it all kind of depends on how this one goes. It all kind of depends on how the sausage party thing goes. If this thing honestly, like, takes off and people actually are kind of, you know, willing to pledge to Patreon, even if it's just for like a month, just to get me to cover something, then I will probably do it, you know, more often. If this thing fails fucking miserably, or if nobody bothers to pledge to Patreon for it, then I'm probably not going to try it again. So, have I seen fucking Warcraft? No, because it's Warcraft. I don't care about Warcraft, like, at all. Let's see. Let me scroll back up a little bit, because I thought I saw a couple other questions. The Killjoy flicks get better over time. God, people are still talking about Killjoy. The writing for Killjoy improves. Think of Freddy Krueger levels of one-liners. Well, see, they fucking tried that in the first Killjoy. They tried to have him with like because they tried to give him like one fucking liners and everything, and they didn't work because they were kind of shit. Have I seen War Games? Are you kidding me, dude? Have I seen dude? War Games has like my favorite ending in the history of film. It seriously does. War Games is a fantastic movie. I fucking love it. And the ending, just everything honestly with Joshua basically going through like plan after plan after plan to see if there's any winning fucking move in the grand game of global thermonuclear war, and then deciding that the only winning move is not to play, and then wanting to play chess. I love that shit. Favorite ending in the history of film. I absolutely adore that. Do I have a set time for when I do the Quiplash streams on Saturdays? I try to get those started around 8 p.m. Central Time. You know, which is also normally when I try to do my streams. Tonight, honestly, I started a little late because I fucking slept in. So, otherwise I would have probably done this stream maybe about an hour ago. So, but normally I try to get them going around 8 p.m. By the way, speaking of that, I mentioned this in a recent update video. Don't mind me, I'm just grabbing something over here. I mentioned in my last update video that tomorrow's Quiplash stream is going to be a special Christmas Quiplash stream, meaning that I created a bunch of custom Quiplash episodes, all with Christmas themed quips. The funny part about that is that when you make those episodes and you actually like save them, Quiplash gives you they basically give you a fucking like episode code that you can then give to other players if they want to play it on their own versions of Quiplash. So anyone who's got Quiplash 2, anyone who's got the Jackbox Party Pack 3, if you want these 4 episodes that I made, so that way you can play them with friends on Christmas Day, friends and family on Christmas Day, if playing Quiplash with friends and family is your sort of thing, I will be posting these codes after these streams. So just sort of thought I would share that. You guys are going to get access to those like right away. What else we got here? Have I played WWE 2K17? No, I haven't. Once more, if people honestly want me to play it, you can buy like a PS4 code for it on Amazon, then just message me the code, and then just like the Telltale Batman, I might actually do a Let's Play of it. Granted, now the odds are better that I will do a Let's Play of the Telltale Batman game than I will WWE 2K17, but hey, that's just me. Have I played the Walking Dead games by Telltale? If so, could you play the new season? I've only played the first season. That's just because I never got around to playing the second season, and then there was like a spin-off game with some fucking chick I've never heard of, like Michonne or some such shit. I don't know who the fuck that is. I don't care who that is. So I might give season 2 a play at some point, but so far I've only played the first season. So do I like coffee? As a general rule, no. But if I happen to go down to my local, Quick Trip, I will sometimes grab a fucking cappuccino there, just because they've got some really, really good cappuccinos there. I'm really into their salted fucking caramel. It's their salted caramel mocha cappuccino. That is fucking awesome. And around this time of year, they also put out their pumpkin spice cappuccino, which basically tastes like a liquefied pumpkin fucking pie, and I love pumpkin pie. So that sucker's totally worth fucking drinking. Thoughts on any of the Marvel animated shows? Do you want to know the last time I watched a Marvel animated show? I think I tried to watch Spectacular Spider-Man like once, and that was years ago. I haven't seen any of the recent ones. I don't even know what the current stable of Marvel animated shows are. I happen to remember when I was a kid, I used to watch Spider-Man and his Amazing Friends, which just makes me feel even older because that was way back in the 80s. And I remember watching X-Men and Spider-Man back in the 90s. But I haven't seen any of the recent ones, so. Would I review the 2 Beats Plus internet show? First of all, why the hell would I review a fucking internet show? 2, I've never heard of this 2 Beats Plus, so. Not a frickin' clue. Which fictional sword would I like to own? Shit, man. I seriously have thought about this before. I really have thought about if I could own any fictional sword, or if I could get a fucking, replica of a fictional sword. And I almost always lean towards, and again, this sort of paints me as pretty old, because this is a bit from my childhood. I usually lean towards the fucking Sword of Omens, just because the Sword of Omens always looked friggin' badass. So, let's see. Which franchise do I think had the worst 4th entry? Prom Night, Trancers, or Leprechaun? fuck. Well, I am going to have to at least praise him for picking 3 of them. I've actually gotten to the 4th entry in, at least for my series. Oh my god. Shit, well, Trancers 4, like, that one kind of goes, like, hand in hand with Trancers 5, doesn't it? Ugh, shit. I would almost have to say Leprechaun, just because it was such a drastic change. Like, it was a violently drastic change from the previous Leprechaun films. Just like, hey, let's go into space because fuck it, you know? So, let's see. My favorite mythology besides fucking Greek, because apparently everybody says Greek whenever they are asked that. Wow. I honestly am not sure because I have always enjoyed mythology. Like I've always liked reading up on like Greek and Roman and like Greek, Roman and Egyptian mythology. I honestly could not pick a favorite out of those. So what is my opinion on Spoony? He used to be funny. He used to be relevant. Spoony actually used to be worth even thinking about. Today? No. So, let's see. Let me scroll back up. Do I know of the Lost Media Wiki? Yes. And it is sometimes kind of interesting to just see the kind of shit that is apparently completely fucking lost, like movies, TV shows, all of that you just cannot fucking find because it either no longer exists or it no longer publicly exists. That is always kind of fascinating. So Spoony went insane. Oh really? You don't fucking say. Have I read the Lobo fucking military Christmas special this year? Actually, no. I was planning on reading that, like, tonight at some point. I was gonna, like, probably, like, as soon as I'm done with this stream, I was going to go and give it a read, because that is still such an awesome fucking comic. It is probably my favorite Christmas comic ever, because it's just so well fucking written. I love it. Do I have a favorite bit of Lost media? Well, it's kind of hard to have a favorite when I haven't seen them because they're lost. You see, the one that this I know is going to sound awful, but if there was one bit of lost media I would like to see, and I know for a fact that we are never going to see it. WWE is never going to release this. I don't know why. I would like to see the Owen Hart fall, just because I'm just curious as to exactly how he landed. It sounds fucking dark, but you know, because I got to see the fucking pay-per-view and they never pointed the camera towards the ring and you never saw Owen fall. It felt so fucking like surreal that it would probably feel a little bit more real if at some point I got to see the fall, which sounds horrible, but you know, that would be my answer. So let's see. What is the best war movie in my opinion? Best war movie. Shit. Good God. It's really difficult for me to just pick one. I am going to assume that you don't want me to count stuff like I'm going to assume that you don't want me to count stuff like Johnny fucking got his gun, because that's honestly more about the aftermath of war than it is about war itself. But if I had to pick a favorite war movie? Good lord. Like, I guess I would probably wind up falling into the real, like, common answers. I'm talking stuff like, excuse me, Longest Day, Saving fucking Private, Ryan, all those are just amazing. Thoughts on that Kid Douglas? Okay, so, as a lot of you know, I am subbed to a guy by the name of Claymore, and apparently this fucking kid, or that fucking Kid Douglas, he apparently has some kind of issue with Claymore, claiming that he's a troll and he's awful, he's evil, he's this, and blah 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 blah. The thing is that after watching Clay's videos, I even went back and I even went and watched Douglas's videos directly. The kid is boring as shit. He really doesn't know how to make a valid point and, stay on subject long enough to keep people interested. He's just boring. As much, honestly, as he likes to complain about how Claymore is this, and, and, like, this person's that, and blah, blah, blah. Motherfucker, at least they aren't painfully dull. That's you. That's totally... If there was any way I would sum up that Kid Douglas, it would be painfully dull. It also doesn't help that when he's filming himself, he doesn't know how to look at the camera. He's always like darting his eyes away, and it just makes him look incredibly shifty. So, just gonna leave that one alone. Let's move forward. Apocalypse Now and Full Metal Jacket. Yeah, I would put both those on a list of favorite like war movies. Actually, if I really had to pick a favorite, it would probably be Full Metal Jacket. If I had to absolutely pick a favorite, I'd probably go with Full Metal Jacket before I go for anything else. Do I ever plan on watching Rouge One? No. Do I ever plan on watching Rogue One? Probably not. So yeah, whether it's fucking Rogue One or Rouge One, whatever the fuck that is, no, I probably won't. So, Muppet Christmas Carol or Mickey's Christmas Carol? Both of them are awesome. But if I had to pick between the two, I'd probably lean towards Mickey's Christmas Carol over Muppet Christmas Carol. But that's also because Mickey's Christmas Carol was part of my childhood. Like, the first time I saw that thing on TV, I think I was like 4. So, it's been decades, and it still holds up. It's still incredibly strong. Mind you now, that isn't me dumping on fucking Muppet Christmas Carol, because that thing is also fantastic. It's just, if I had to pick, it would go to Mickey's Christmas Carol long before I go with Muppet Christmas Carol. So, have I ever seen Hamburger Hill? Funny thing about that, we actually got to watch that. I think it was it my junior year in high school? We got to watch Hamburger Hill because it was part of I think it was our U.S. history class. And we covered it as part of that, so. You misspelled Rogue One, sorry. No, dude, man, it's totally cool. I was just kind of sort of, just, like ripping on you for it. It's all totally cool. But seriously, though, just going back to the whole Rogue fucking One thing, I still have not watched The Force Awakens yet. Why the fuck would I bother with Rogue One? Why exactly would I bother, why the hell would I bother with a spin-off in a franchise I barely fucking care about? I guess that's kind of the thing. So, let's see. What else we got in here? Have I watched any anime recently? Not no, I really haven't. I'm honestly trying to think of the last time I sat down and just watched, well, actually, like the last time I watched anything that wasn't for reaction and review is when I sat down and watched a few episodes of Deadwood. I got to start watching that and I loved it. But I really haven't gotten around to watching. Okay, I was just reading the chat, I'm sorry. But, yeah, I really haven't had a chance to watch much in my spare time. It's like, I've basically been focusing on filming for... correction, I also got around to watching a handful of, Christmas movies and Christmas specials. And, of course, last week I was in the chat room for the Noiseless Chatter Christmas Bash. I got to watch that. Was a lot of fun. I absolutely loved that, and I have this feeling. I have this feeling that Phil isn't in the chat room, but if he ever sees this, dude, you are fucking awesome, and your Christmas Bash streams every year are fucking epic, and I cannot wait for next year's. It's going to be amazing. Anyway, which Disney animated shows do fucking deserve a reboot? Like fucking Ducktales. Well, I don't even think that Ducktales fucking deserved a reboot, because Ducktales already went plenty fucking long. In fact, actually, Ducktales went so freaking long that they honestly ran out of interesting shit to do, and they brought in like a cave fucking duck for no other reason than they were totally out of ideas. So to bring it back, I think would be kind of sort of a mistake. If there was any Disney show I think should probably come back, Gargoyles would probably be, fun. I would probably greatly enjoy a reboot of Darkwing Duck. But then again, that also is because then I would lobby to want to voice Darkwing, just because then that would mean that I would also get to voice Negaduck, and that makes me feel so awesome. So anyway, all right. Let me take a look here. What was the worst death of 2016? Dude, I have no fucking clue. There seriously were so many fucking deaths in 2016, and most of them were fucking terrible. It's like I could totally sit here and I could say, oh yeah, it was, David Bowie, or it was Alan Rickman, or it was, just Jesus fuck, just even seriously just thinking about it is just starting to like bring me fucking down. This year has really sucked in terms of high profile celebrity death. So it's really best to just not fucking think about it and just hope and pray that next year is a little bit less loaded with fucking death. Have I ever seen The Big Bang Theory? If so, what is the best episode? I don't think that they've ever had a best episode, because you need to have a good episode in order to have a best. And I've yet to see an episode of The Big Bang Theory that was even, halfway good. So, I honestly can't say that there's a best episode. Have I seen the recent Chris Chan? There wasn't a Chris Chan episode of Sonic Boom, dude. There was a fucking episode involving like a Sonic. There was a fucking Sonic super fan episode. I've seen like half of that, but I would not say it was a direct Chris fucking. I wouldn't say it was a direct Chris Chan episode, because it was just them mocking a large portion of the Sonic fan base, not just him. So, let's see. What am I getting for Christmas? I don't know, dude. I really have no earthly clue. If anyone's actually thinking about what to get me, well, again, if you just go on Amazon, just go and get some fucking PlayStation fucking 4 codes for various games, I will totally play them. So, that right there is always good. Honestly, guys, to me, guys, like, Christmas is, as much honestly as I, would love to say that it's my favorite holiday of all time and all this, I really can't, because it used to be about just being with family. It was a real fun time, and now, like, for the last, like, 2 years, I've had to work on Christmas Day, so I barely get to spend time with the family. So it just, to me, honestly, so guys, to me, Christmas is just gonna be Sunday. It really is just gonna be another day with nothing really special going on with it. So, what is the best sports movie? The Wrestler. The Wrestler, by a wide margin, is probably the greatest sports movie ever. Now, if you want to talk like a more, if you want to talk like a more, like, I guess, proper sports film, Major League would then be my answer. So, let's see what else have we got here. Let me just scroll back up a touch, see if there's anything up here I can sort of play around with. Do I watch any of the Law and Order shows? I will find myself occasionally watching classic Law and Order, or older episodes of Special fucking Victims Unit, because I believe it's USA loves running Special Victims Unit marathons. So occasionally I'll tune in and I'll see some of that. So. Do I like soccer? No. Soccer is such a shit sport. The only time I have ever found myself able to sit down and actually have fun with soccer is if I'm watching it with a handful of my friends. In fact, I'm going to tell you, for the last two World fucking Cups, on freaking Skype, it will be me, it'll be random, it'll be Howard, it'll be just a bunch of us all just hanging out, and we essentially are just riffing on the game. We are riffing on whatever fucking game we wind up watching. So, let's see. Am I going to watch the new Puppet Master? Well, I kind of almost have to now, since I honestly am not sure how many people actually know this, but the newest friggin' Puppet Master movie, I think it's going to be called Axis. I think it's called Axis Termination. They actually held like a fundraiser. I believe it actually was like a GoFundMe or a Kickstarter. No, wait, it actually was done on the Full Moon page, so that way they didn't have to go through all of the Kickstarter and GoFundMe finagling bullshit. And I threw down money on that in order to get the fucker on Blu-ray. So obviously I am going to watch it. I'm probably going to watch it for reaction and review, since I've covered every other Puppet Master film that matters. So, yeah, odds are I am going to watch it. I'm going to cover it for the series. And Jesus with Bazooka 79 asks, have I seen his rant on the commentary community? Some of it. I mean, dude, now you kind of have to understand. Your fucking video is like it's fucking 3 hours long, pal. I think I've maybe watched about 45 fucking minutes of it, and it's really good. It's just I haven't gotten around to watching the fucking rest, because again, 3 hours, dude. You just fucking went to town, which is awesome. it's gained so much attention from from the people of the commentary community. Well, dude, you know, the fucking commentary community is a cancer anyway, so I don't really know why, you know, it should matter. I mean, especially since they always like to like flock and dogpile shit anyway, so of course, dude. I mean, you know, as soon honestly as you started talking about him, that actually kind of sort of set off. That actually seemed to set off like the dog fucking whistle that they all come flocking to. In fact, the very fact that I'm talking about that cancerous batch of failure right now, almost guarantees that they are going to isolate this part of the stream specifically to bitch about me because I just don't understand how commentary works and you know, all this other stupid faggoty bullshit. I'm just gonna say this right now. I actually happen to remember when commentaries were good. Yes, shocker of shockers. There actually was a time when commentaries on YouTube were actually good. When people like fucking Boomstick were doing them, it was great. And Boomstick actually knew how to be, you know, entertaining and interesting. And now we've got a bunch of people who don't know how to be interesting, who don't know how to be witty, don't know the first thing about keeping it fucking interesting, and it's just a huge waste of time to even look at them. So, would I want to see more Dude, you have asked that fucking question like 5 times now. I'm not answering it. There is a fucking reason I haven't answered it up to this point. So, I used to be part of the CC, but I realized how shit they were and deleted them. Alright, well, that's totally cool. Alright, so let me scroll back up a touch. They won't fucking like this. Well, no shit. Most of them honestly are gonna grab all their little shitty fucking avatars, and they're gonna sit there and go, Emer honestly is a fucking meanie face. You just don't know how to do anything right. A bunch of whiny little shitheads. Anyway. Oh god. Have I seen the AVGN's latest? No, I haven't, because I haven't watched the AVGN in like 5 years. So, let's see. Let me see if I missed anything up top. See, fuck the fucking Big Bang Theory. Yes. Truckasaurus versus Gravedigger. Who would win in a death match? Well, considering the fact that Truckasaurus's whole gimmick is that it, you know, crushes cars, and Gravedigger has fallen to fucking pieces like dozens of fucking times and keeps fucking coming back, I have a feeling that Digger would just sort of win just simply because it would essentially out fucking last Truckasaurus. Festivus would be a good holiday for me. Funny story about that. Funny fucking story about fucking Festivus. My local Fox station, Fox 11, they fucking run Seinfeld at night, and for like the past week they have only run the Festivus episode. They have run that at like 10:30 at night or 9:30. It's like 9:30 or 10:30. I cannot fucking remember which. But they have run it every night all week, and they've been giving people a chance to win, and I unfortunately didn't even enter. But it was essentially a Festivus like gift pack, which was made up of a printed copy of the Festivus script, which sounds okay. There was like a handful of other things, but the one thing I would have wanted was a small Festivus pole that you can put on top of like your desk. They were giving away portable Festivus poles. I would have loved that. I would fucking love a portable Festivus pole. So, Emer, what are your thoughts on Encyclopedia Dramatica? It used to be a relevant site. Like, what, 7, maybe 8 years ago? Now, honestly, I don't even know anyone who even goes over there. fuck, I honestly haven't been over there in like 2 years. So, I guess that's me. Have I seen the trailer for? I am just going to stop that question right there, because it doesn't matter if I've seen the trailer for blank. Doesn't matter what the film is, because there's actually 2 of them in the chat that are right next to each other. Have you seen the trailer for? And then just insert movie here. I don't care about trailers. I've seen both of those trailers, and they both sucked. But hey, that's just me. They have a fucking article on me. I know. And it's... and I totally am cool with them having a fucking article on me. It's just, I kind of wish that it was funnier, because I happen to remember when ED's thing was that they would be snarky and witty, but also at least still kind of funny. There seems to be almost no attempt at wit there. It's just them. It seriously just feels like them just bitching for the sake of bitching. Do I know about the Kiwi Farms forum? I know of it. I actually have looked at it a couple of times. I personally, though, haven't posted on it because it's not my thing. I really don't do forums, so I will totally look at them, but odds are I'm not going to post. So, what team did I play in Marvel vs. Capcom 2? Ooh. I'm actually trying to remember my team from Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Well, I kind of sort of had like 2/3 of a team, and then the third fucking spot I was essentially able to like slot out between various. So like almost every game I had to have Cable and BB Hood on my team. I fucking loved playing as both of them. They were a ton of fun to use. And then that third fucking spot, I could totally throw in Iron Man or Gambit, or there were actually a few others too. But guaranteed I had to have BB Hood and Cable, and then I could slot in almost anyone else into the third spot, and I was fine. So, let's see. The worst trading card game series. When you say that, wait. Now, when you say that, do you mean like the worst series of trading cards, as in like, so, okay, because when you say trading card game series, you either mean a TV show based on a trading card game, so that would be fucking garbage like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Duel Masters and all of that, or you mean like worst trading card game series, like the worst set from a trading card game, like Homelands from Magic, because Magic fucking Homelands is still the like worst set Wizards has ever pumped out. So I guess I've already answered what the worst trading card game series is in terms of like just like single set. Worst TV show based on a trading card game. I would almost have to say Yu-Gi-Oh! because the other ones I've seen, where the actual focus is the fucking card game, they actually go to great lengths to make sure that the game is played correctly. And they're not sitting there and like making up fucking rules as they fucking go. Vanguard may have been a boring series to watch after the first season, but at fucking least the card game was played exactly the way that the real card game is played. Duel Masters was kind of sort of the same way. Yu-Gi-Oh! Was like, oh, I'm just gonna make up fucking rules as I fucking go, because screw it. So in terms of actually trying to represent the thing that they were trying to sell, Yu-Gi-Oh! Kind of sucks by default. Anyway, what are my thoughts on the Onision scandal? What fucking Onision scandal? I guess I have to ask, because I don't even... Because I'm going to tell you guys, I used to be subbed to Onision like years ago. Back, honestly, when his content wasn't complete shit. And then I started to notice his slip. And then I just fucking, and then I fucking unsubbed him and I just stopped following him. Let's see. What is my thought on the game Undertale besides the shitty fan base? I played it for about 45 minutes. It was boring as fuck, so I stopped playing it. I never went back. Perhaps honestly, if the people who worked on it actually knew how to write a decent fucking story, I would have probably been more fucking invested in it. Onision has pictures of underage girls on some of his videos. Okay, and they are underage. Are they fucking nude? I mean, like, okay, yeah. He has pictures of underage girls. So what? Are they, like, nude photos of underage girls? Are they, like, underage girls in poses that probably shouldn't? I mean, there fucking has to be more than just, oh, he has a fucking photo. Undertale was made by one person, then that fucking one person needs to learn how to write a story. Because he sucks at it. Let's see. I'm just, yes, they are. Well, dude, I don't give a shit because I don't follow the guy, alright? Onision, wait, so he has nude photos, according to this guy now, Sir fucking Lieb1, or Sir Liebel, says that Onision has nude photos of underage girls in some of his videos. Then how the fuck are the videos still up on YouTube when the terms of service kind of sort of out fucking right say you can't have nudity? And he seriously is a big enough channel where it's not something that you could just let fucking like slip, you know, so. I'm sorry, dude, it honestly is just that your story's not quite holding up. Have I read any of the Captain Underpants and Horrid Henry books in my lifetime? No. I think that's partially because I believe both those were written long after I stopped being a kid. Like, those honestly came out more when I was like 17, 18 maybe. Because that honestly is when I first heard of Captain fucking Underpants, is when I was about 18. There was, like, some fucking, like, news story about how parents are all fucking, like, up in arms because the fucking books are gross or some such shit. And I looked at it and said, I don't care. Watch Undertaker Freak's video, he will tell... No, dude, it was you who fucking brought it up. I want you to tell me. Okay? That's kind of how dude, is kind of how this game is played. You cannot sit there and make a claim and go, oh, I heard it on this video. No, you need a fucking actual source, dude, if you're gonna play that, alright? Have I played any of the Mother/Earthbound games? I've tried to play Earthbound like 6 times. And every time, I just cannot get into the story. So, you know. Let's see here. There are 13-year-old girls in underwear, and it's on his forums. Okay. I don't... So, Alright. Let me just, since people still want to talk about this fucking, you know, I guess, scandal. Let me just put it to you this way. So there's photos of underage girls in their underwear on his forum. I do not go to his forum. I don't watch his videos. I don't care about him at all. How do these photos on this forum I don't go to impact me? Exactly what does this scandal have to fucking do with anything going on in the real world? Answer me that one. Because otherwise it just basically seems like people are just bitching for the sake of bitching. Because they're photos of people in their fucking it's people in their fucking under fucking wear. It's not it that that seems so sterile and tame. I don't see where there's a scandal in the first place. Moreover, I don't see why anyone should care. So, I'm going to wait on the answer for that one. Let me see what else we got in here. Don't fault us, Emer. It's been a slow news week. Well, it seems so. Even though, we could be talking about that lunatic who fucking plowed through that German Christmas fucking market and injured, how many fucking people was it? Like 50? If not fucking more. We could be talking about that. We could be talking about how Donald fucking Trump is now 100% officially going to be our president because the members of the fucking electoral college did their fucking job and voted for the person who they were told to vote for by the people of those states. We could be totally talking about that and about how people are still bitching about bitching about the motherfucking electoral college, showing that they know absolutely zero about how politics and all this other shit works. There has been a lot going on, but no. Let's just talk about this. Let's just talk about these photos on this forum that is run by a fucking nobody on YouTube. Anyway, I'm sorry, dude. I just sort of felt like going off a little bit there just because. So, what are my thoughts on people who ship fictional characters? I don't know, dude. Okay. When it comes to fucking, shipping bullshit, which I guess I've already kind of shown my hand a little bit there. It's fucking bullshit, but let's just play up a little bit on this. So, if you are one of those people who sits there and you watch a show or you fucking read a book or you whatever the hell, and you see two characters and you're like, ooh, person X and person Y have totally fucking got to, hook up. That just seems kind of sad. It's totally fine if you want to see two characters hook up in a book or a TV show or whatever, but to fucking talk about it in public, talk about it on a forum, talk about it in a YouTube video, talk about it on Facebook or on Reddit or wherever the fuck, just seems kind of pointless to me. I guess that's just me, and that honestly is just how I am, but I personally think that people who talk about shipping are just kind of sad. So, I honestly, guys, I guess I can say this right now. I am probably going to be ending the stream soon because I actually just want to do something kind of sort of quick, something short. For all the people who are in here now, to the 31 people watching, I guess I can once more go over what I talked about at the start of the stream, which was something I put on my Facebook page, and I know a lot of people don't go on my Facebook page, so I wanted to give this thing a chance to kind of grow a little bit. I'm just gonna go over the whole fucking spiel a second time, because why not? So in recent memory, I've gotten a lot, or in the past few weeks, I've gotten a lot of messages from people asking me if I'm going to review the movie Sausage Party. People have also been sending me messages telling me I should do more with my Patreon page. So, I'm going to blend these. I have set forth a challenge. There's still approximately a week left for this to happen. So if my Patreon page hits $500 in pledges, and Patreon's able to collect said $500, I will review Sausage Party in March. And it has to be March because January and February are already very tightly scheduled. So I can't just look at those and go, yep, I'm going to do it in January. No, I can't. So in March, I will do a review of Sausage Party if I get $500 in Patreon pledges. I've also put forth a couple of I guess we can call them stretch goals for this. If I get $1,000 on Patreon on January 1st, and again, the 1,000 is collected by Patreon, then I will pull Sharknado off of the ban list, and I will review it during the month of March as well. If it goes up to $1,500, I will pull Deadpool off of the ban list and review it in March. If somehow, some way, my Patreon page hits $2,000 by January 1st, and once more Patreon collects all $2,000, I will review The Human Centipede 3 during March. So if $2,000 hits on Patreon, then March will see reviews of Sausage Party, Sharknado, Deadpool, and The Human Centipede 3. I strongly doubt that I'm going to see any of those goals met, but I should also mention that if we don't hit the $500 goal, then Sausage Party will go right. We'll then go right on the ban list, and the odds of me covering it then will be incredibly slim. What is the most retarded YouTube-related hashtag? I say hashtag where's the fair use. And I would have to completely agree with you on that one, because out of all of the YouTube hashtags out there, or correction, just all the hashtags that have come out in like the past year, that one there is the hashtag that just shows how ignorant and stupid a lot of people are, because the people who used the where's the fair use hashtag don't really know how fair use properly works. And they happen to think that fair use is like some magical fucking catch-all that allows them to use anything and everything that they fucking want, as long as they have some flimsy fucking justification for it. When in actuality, fair use is something that is far, far deeper and takes a lot more. That honestly takes a lot more than hey, it's a commentary, I get to use all the footage I want. No, it's commentary, so you can use a little bit of footage and you're still safe. That's, I guess, just my thing. If I had to pick a worse YouTube hashtag, it would be where's the fair use. What in the hell was that other one when people were bitching about, like, monetization? Wasn't that one like the hashtag fucking, like, YouTube is over party? Or whatever the fuck? So, who is the worst superhero? Oh, shit. I would almost... Oh, my God. I really don't think I can answer that one, because as much as I would love to say, like, let's say fucking, like, Aquaman, because Aquaman's a worthless shitbag superhero whose power set is fucking incredibly limited and really only works if he's when he's fucking inside or near fucking water. Otherwise, then he just has fucking, like, otherwise, he has super fucking strength and the other suite of powers every other superhero on the fucking planet has. So Aquaman is kind of, in general, worthless. But I then think about it, it's like, Hawkman's only power is that he flies, and that's because he has wings. Angel is basically Hawkman, only less fucking interesting. There are really just too many shit superheroes. And then I think further, like, what about the ones who aren't from major publishers? Like, what about the ones who aren't from Marvel or DC? What about, like, Zwana, son of fucking Zulu, who is essentially black fucking African, who's essentially a black African Shazam, but isn't nearly as interesting. There's so many. I honestly could probably make a fucking countdown of just some of the stupidest indie fucking heroes out there, and believe me, it would fucking be an interesting list as you just look at some of the ridiculously fail comic book characters out there. Oh, I guess I should mention, though, as a little bit of fucking trivia, Going back to, because I just mentioned Zwana, son of Zulu, and you guys can totally look up that comic. It is a real comic. The guy who fucking wrote it was he actually was locked up in jail because he was on a college campus when the book was first published. I think it was published like back in the 90s or the late 80s. He was dressed as fucking Zwana. He climbed to like the top of like a tower or a building and started throwing his shitty comic book down on people. And because he was causing a scene, and because it was technically considered as a public fucking, it was considered as a public fucking disturbance or disturbing the peace or some such shit. He was picked up. He was picked up by cops and thrown in jail, probably still in his retarded Zwana costume. So Aquaman summoned God fucking Zilla. No, he didn't. Aquaman has never summoned anything that fucking cool. Aquaman is essentially able to summon forth like squids and octopi and sharks and whatever the fuck else is at the bottom of the ocean. But he has never summoned God fucking Zilla. Alright? No. Is Mermaid Man a better superhero than Aquaman? Well, Mermaid Man's more interesting to watch. Mermaid and frankly Mermaid Man is the only reason to watch fucking SpongeBob for like the few episodes that that character is in. Let's see. Who wins in a fight between the Thing from the John Carpenter movie The Thing and an alien xenomorph? Wow, a fight between the Thing and a bug. Fuck. The Thing, I think, would probably take it. I honestly believe that the Thing would have the fucking edge. Let's see. I'm gonna answer one more question, guys, and then I'm gonna take off. So, let me see if we can find one more in here. Actually, I am just gonna let the chat come up with one more. So, the DC Cinematic Universe tries to make Aquaman look fucking cool and shit. Well, dude, that actually was because DC is trying to make Aquaman cool. I actually got into a little, spat with a friend because he was trying to upsell Aquaman to me. And he kept his argument, as flimsy as it was that the only reason why people don't fucking like Aquaman is because of Super Friends and Robot Chicken and Family Guy, and Aquaman is and Aquaman is cool, and he's still cool, and he's always been cool, and it's just basically a whole lot of just bullshit. And I'm like, no, Aquaman has been shit for like 60 years. And just simply because he's cool now doesn't fucking change the fact that we still had the hook hand era when he had the fucking beard and the mullet and the hook hand, and they were trying to make him edgy and cool, and it failed miserably. Or when they swapped out the hook hand and they gave him a solid fucking water hand for whatever reason. Aquaman has never been cool. And I don't care if the past like 2 fucking years worth of comics or whatever are kind of sort of readable. That does not make them, worth looking at. So, let's see. Do we have a final question? Are there any movies which were once on my ban list? I normally don't pull movies off of the ban list, just saying. And no, guys, I am not going to count that as the final, question. I'm just sort of pointing out that one just because once, honestly, guys, a movie is put on the ban list for fucking reaction and review, it almost never comes off of the ban list, just straight up. So, Is my ban list somewhere online? Uh, there is, I guess, kind of a... Okay, if you guys go to the YouTube fucking wiki, somebody actually has put up a partial list of the shit that I have banned over the fucking years. It seriously, mind you now, it's not a fucking perfect list, but it does certainly cover most of what I've banned. So, have I ever watched videos from a slaughterhouse out of sheer boredom? Well, dude, I've watched all four of the faces of death films. Each of those have slaughterhouse segments, so yes. Technically, I have watched videos from a slaughterhouse out of sheer boredom because they are part of the Faces of Death series. I am not counting that one as the final question either. Please, guys, ask away. I am totally down to answer anything. I might as well go and check my email. I'm going to see if anyone's kicked in on that Patreon after I made that fucking announcement. Where the hell is the link to my Patreon page? That would probably be faster. Alrighty. What do we got here? Patreon. What do you got? Load for me. Still unchanged. Okay. Worst international food I've ever eaten? I don't think I've really eaten a lot of international food. Again, guys, I'm not going to count this as the final question, because I usually like the final one to be something I can like play off of and kind of work with for a bit. But international foods, it's like I've eaten like tacos and shit, but that barely counts anymore. I've eaten fucking Chinese, again, that barely counts. I've eaten fucking like pasta, again, that doesn't really count. As much as I'd love to say that I've had like, I mean, there is honestly some stuff I would like to try at some point. Like, I've never had fucking curry. Don't know if that's any good. But normally though, if something comes off as exceptionally nasty, I'm not going to fucking touch it. So that means that like any fucking like hope of me sitting down and eating a fucking century egg probably is not going to happen. Especially after watching Ashen's video when he cracked into a rotten century egg. Did not know. So he apparently got horribly sick off of that, and that looked absolutely disgusting. And the very premise of eating like an egg that's been rapidly aged is pretty bad. Yeah, just sound that, and I'm also not really big into eggs, so I'd probably pass on things like century eggs and Scotch eggs and all that shit. So, are cheese nips racist? I don't know, dude. I mean, I actually did once have a box of cheese nips that was saying some really, really horrible things, but I honestly thought that was just a single box of cheese nips. I don't know if God damn it, that joke. Fucking, I am not going out on that. No, fuck. Oh, shit. Any fictional sport I would like to see in real life? Ooh. Now, this right here is a good question to fucking go out on. Any fictional sport I would like to see in real life. Running Man, I think, would be a fun thing to see happen in real life. I would love to see the motherfucking Running Man competition happen in real life. But again, that's also, I probably wouldn't mind. It would probably be a little bit of a hard sell, but rollerball, I think, would be a fun thing to see done in real life. So, I'm actually trying to think of some of the other, like, fictional fucking sports I would kind of like to see. Good God. Wow, I honestly thought I could list more, but now now I'm kind of thinking about it. It's like there really aren't a lot of fictional sports out there that would be like interesting, I guess. Cheese nips are better than fucking Cheez-Its. Okay. Oh, there we go. Valen, thank you. Death Race. I would love to see Death Race become an actual sport. For those of you who've never seen Death Race 2000, because I know that they changed up the shit in the fucking remake, but Death Race 2000 was about a cross-country road fucking race where you scored points by running over pedestrians. And they actually had a very in-depth scoring fucking system, and it was just amazing. And every single driver was driving in these like gimmicky ass looking cars. I loved them. Basketball would also be oh my god. I'm not sure if I ever told this story, but one year when I was in high school, I believe it might have been my junior fucking year, and I was in gym class. I was actually able to talk the teacher into letting us play fucking basketball for a week. I actually walked him through the fucking rules because he had never seen the movie. He had never even heard of the movie. But I walked him through the rules. And it worked. So it was like the easiest gym fucking class ever, because basketball is just such a like physically minimal sport. And then that honestly is when I learned that I am almost physically incapable of shooting a fucking basketball and actually getting it to fucking go in. I suck that badly. So However, I also noticed that if you happen to lunge at somebody, you can really fucking psych them out like that. God, I was able to get so many fucking psych outs. Just simply honestly by simply honestly just talking to somebody and then suddenly just like lunging at them like I was going to tackle them. And it really just fucking threw them off. It was so much fun. There we go. Yeah, so if I had to pick a fictional sport, it would either be basketball or it would be Death Race. That's straight up. So yeah, oh my god, I would really love to get a game of fucking basketball going. All of a sudden now that I'm like thinking about it, it's like shit, I just need to find a fucking basketball hoop and I need to get enough people to form a couple of teams. Shit, that would be so much fucking fun. Anyway, guys, this honestly has been a rather short stream, at least short by my standards. We're only at about an hour and 27 minutes here. But still, this honestly has been a lot of fun, and I'm actually feeling kind of sort of tired. Still, it has been a long, long week at work. And as much, guys, as I would love to do my normal 2.5 hour, 3 hour stream, I'm just not up to it right now. And you can probably tell my fucking voice probably sounds a little bit shit, and that's because, again, the cold normally does that, and I've been outside shoveling for a good portion of the week. Well, actually, no, that was fucking like a week ago. I was out there shoveling constantly because we had that fucking storm, and it's snowing right now, but I'm not going to bother shoveling for like a few more hours. Probably going to go out there around like 2 a.m. or something, and then shovel some more, because we've got a fucking Packer game tomorrow. And so we gotta have the sidewalks cleared, otherwise the city gets all pissy and shit. So, anyway, guys, that is going to do it for this stream, and you probably now know more about Green Bay City fucking ordinances with sidewalks and Packer games than you ever thought you would ever know. Anyway, that has nothing to do with any of this. And to everyone out there, I just want to wish you all a Merry Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah, Joyous Kwanzaa, a Merry Festivus, whatever the hell you celebrate. I certainly hope that it is a lot of fun for you and your family, and I will see you guys tomorrow night. Well, hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow night when we bust out my custom Christmas Quiplash episodes. That should be a lot of fun. So, anyway, guys, until then, Take care. Peace.